everyone, and welcome to this conversation presented by White House Custom Color. I'm Jed Toffer. Thanks for listening. You know, my wife Vicki and I have owned and operated our photography studio, V Gallery, for 20 years now. White House has been our lab for the last 16 of those years, and we could not be happier. White House is a family-run business, just like ours. If you haven't already, check them out at WHCC.com. And if you want to drop me a line, feel free to email me at jed@WHCC.com. It's easy to say, don't sweat the small stuff. And it's easy to say, and it's all small stuff. I get it. And yet, some things seem pretty darn huge, especially when you're right in the middle of them. Marci and Christy are a mother-daughter photographic dream team from Indiana. They're really more like sisters. And they've endured the highs and lows of business and relationships and life in general, side by side for over 10 years. They know what it's like to be in tough spots. They know that when you're going through those hard times, you have to choose to pick yourself up. And they're thankful that they have each other to hold on to. Well, let's start with this. You guys talk about who you are.
Okay.
Talk about your business a little bit, like where you're from and what you do.
Okay.
So just do the basic introductions.
Okay.
Right on.
And go. I'm serious.
Hey, Jed, what's up?
You can start by saying, I'm Marci.
I'm Marci.
And I'm Christy. And we are Marci and Christy.
Wow, you've done that before.
A few times.
That's awesome.
We're senior portrait photographers out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love working together.
We shoot 98% seniors, I would say. Do a little bit of everything else.
And what's your relationship?
Oh, mother and daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people might not know that.
Yep, she's my baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
she taught me everything I know.
How did that happen? I mean, I know how she became your daughter. I mean, from a business standpoint, how did that happen?
Well, I'll start because I was in business as a lone wolf for 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Christy was out cruising the high seas as a professional singer.
Is that right?
That is absolutely correct.
That's why you look so comfortable with that microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she was out doing that
on a cruise line.
On a cruise line.
Norwegian cruise line.
Norwegian, okay.
Yep.
Lead singer
and Royal Caribbean for one contract.
At some point, I'm going to have to hear you sing.
Yeah. Were you not in the opening show of Sync?
No, I wasn't here. I was in Vegas.
Oh, look at that.
I was wrapping up WPPI.
Well, she sang.
I even sang in the opening show.
What song did
Missed
you sing?
it. This Is Me.
From
The Greatest Showman.
Oh, my daughter loves that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that show, but she loves that soundtrack.
You need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You sang that.
I sang that song.
That. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I'm sure it's recorded somewhere.
I will catch it.
Yeah.
All right, so she's singing.
I was singing,
and
while I was singing,
and I'm drowned in, and I'm turning away clients because I'm just trying to do it all by myself.
Right.
Yep.
And her fiance were ready to hang up the singing shoes. He was a Cirque du Soleil performer.
What?
And
yes.
so they were ready to hang up their performing shoes and start a family.
Okay.
But they weren't
and
sure.
she was like, "Please come help me. I'm drowning."
In Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
Right.
So that's where it began.
Mm-hmm.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 2008.
So.
Yep.
11 years.
11 years.
Yes.
Okay, I had to do the math there.
Yeah.
11 years ago. But Victor was the other photographer that came in at the time. And Christy was office manager,
makeup artist,
phone girl
so
extraordinaire.
You weren't shooting then?
I wasn't shooting,
initially.
but I was directing Victor's shoots since, he was always a little uncomfortable with, the girls and didn't know, how to fix their hair and how to, tell them what to wear and stuff. So that's where I jumped in. So when it got to the point where, I basically stole his camera because I started getting my own ideas and, I had the more feminine side. So I basically stole his camera.
So it was easier to just take it and do it yourself rather than continue to direct him.
Since I did almost, he clicked a button. I mean, he did a lot better he did a lot more than that. I give him way too little credit. He is an amazing photographer, but I did a lot of it.
I get it.
I did a lot of it.
You did all the other stuff that needs to be done.
Exactly.
We all know there's a lot that needs to be done.
So it was easy. All I had to do was just learn the camera, and it was on like Donkey Kong.
Right. And so for 11 years, you guys have been shooting together.
Right.
Us, yeah. I've been shooting how long?
This is your
fifth year?
fifth year.
Right,
My
because
fifth
for the
year.
first half, right.
It was
For the first half, it was Victor. Now it's been me. And
So we've went through 3 transitions from Marci Ralph photography
right.
to Marci and Victor photography.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it was actually an official.
It was an official
to
title.
Marci and Christy.
And now it's Marci and Christy.
So do not fear changing your business name if you
Yes.
need to do so.
Yeah, we did it once.
Yeah.
It was.
It's
we were
fine.
scared to
It's
death.
accepted.
Yeah, it
At
is.
first.
It's scary at first.
It is.
We're like, no one's gonna know
You're
who
not
we
sure.
are. But they do.
They do.
Yeah, they do, especially in the senior
Marci
market.
was the constant.
Yeah.
Right. Well, for you, sure.
Well,
right.
I feel like in the senior market as well, I feel like you're reintroducing yourself every year to a new group of kids. So
Right.
some of them
That's the
didn't
way we
even know
looked
you
at it.
existed.
It to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way we looked at it and just dug in our heels and ran.
So the big softball question.
Okay.
You guys are more like twins.
Well, we finished.
Sometimes,
We're like a
yes.
So
couple.
I'm
It's
watching it
scary.
happen. What is it like to work with your daughter and
We
your
get
mom?
this question all
I
the
know it.
time,
That's
and
the
I
big one.
promise you, we never fight or argue.
don't.
And if we do, we both have the personality trait that that doesn't really matter at all. Whatever
It lasts for 5 minutes.
it really does. Even
All right,
if
let's tell
that.
the truth.
No, that's
I'm joking.
No, I swear.
I'm sorry.
I swear that's the
I
truth.
believe you. I actually
Hashtag
believe
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get along.
She
really
passed
well.
on the I don't want to say that it's like genetic, but she taught me that that's little things are not important. If it doesn't matter if you're arguing about what color this backdrop should be, what matters is your relationship.
Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all
Don't
small
sweat
stuff.
the small stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's all in business. If you really look at it, it's all small stuff. And what is important, that we're mother and daughter and we have a great relationship. That's more important.
I get all that, but what's the big stuff?
Oh,
Like
If
the
it's
big
all,
stuff to
if
sweat.
it's all small stuff, what's the big stuff?
Oh.
Between a mom and a daughter, what's super important? I'm not saying that there's anything for you guys to be in conflict about. I'm not implying
right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's all small stuff that you don't get, jacked up
So
over.
much all
is
small stuff.
the big stuff.
Like, what is the big stuff? I mean, the big stuff is our relationship
Yeah.
and our relationship with our clients and our relationships with our families.
Yeah.
So,
And you're generally on the same page.
and we are generally
Oh,
on the
yeah.
same page.
Generally. Yeah.
Yep.
Most of the time.
It's impressive.
And if we're not, I mean, even if we're not on the same page, it's
Judge,
that
she's really just my
we're
little
showing
She's just a little you.
She's just my
But
little
you know
clone.
what? We're showing each other that page, like maybe she'll come up with an idea and she'll be like, "Ooh, look at this page." And I'm like, "That page is awesome."
It's such a you're cognizant of the fact that it's such a rare thing that you
It
guys
is.
have.
We are because we see that fact when we have our senior mom and girls that come in
And you
that don't
see
get
them
along.
come in.
And we want them to get along. And we
Right.
try
Yes.
to
At least
We
for
try
the
to
2 hours.
encourage
well, we
it.
try to bridge their gap.
Right. Right.
A little bit.
Right.
And get them on the same page for the day, at least.
And sometimes,
maybe
I'll-
that'll carry over. I don't know.
Right.
I
Like,
hope so. And
you
I
want
try
yourself to rub off on them a little bit.
Yeah,
while they're there.
absolutely.
Well, and seriously,
absolutely.
a lot of them have said it's really inspiring that you guys get along.
see you guys,
so maybe it does.
Maybe
has
it does
helped a few
something.
people.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
How does it work logistically from a shooting standpoint?
Well, we shoot completely separately. We have our system down where now Christy's our makeup artist. And so we have our timing scheduled that my client comes in first, gets in her chair, and she does her makeup. And when she's finished, she's handed over to me. Christy's girl gets in her makeup chair, and then she goes with Christy. And we're shooting at the same time.
Okay.
2 different clients.
She'll start a
always.
half an hour before me.
So,
because
so I'm
of
always
makeup,
a half an hour
but-
ahead.
But her clients are her clients, mine are mine. All of our regular clients, of course, with our senior models, we get to work,
We get to work
we
with
each
both.
get to work with them. But for the most part, it's almost like 2 businesses under the same roof. We stick.
So you
with-
both have your own base, and you both have people that want to go with you or that want to go with you.
Well, and that
We
doesn't-
never have anybody request. I'm the one who does all the bookings, and
puts them in a
it
slot
has
that's
been
open.
Is that right?
it has been years since somebody said, and it never even happened that often.
It was
since
when it
somebody
was Victor, not
said,
you.
It was when it was Victor.
Because the female energy in the
Right.
business is
They-
so
nobody
much better
ever
now because we're
requests-
95% girls within our seniors.
Right.
Yeah, you mostly photograph girls.
Right.
Right.
But nobody ever requests one over the other.
No. And
Everybody
if-
knows that
now,
we're
family
equal
units.
and
Right.
Family units we stick with. If she does the oldest child in a family or the first child that comes to us in a family, then that's her family.
I get it.
Unless
Yes.
there's a real scheduling issue. And they really don't care, but we try to stick so that we have a relationship, ongoing relationship.
it just
with
keeps
the
that
same
connection
family.
real.
What about your styles?
We're identical.
Can't tell the difference.
Most
Like if
people,
I'm looking
most
at a
people
bunch of
can't.
work, I'm not going to be able to
probably
say.
not.
No.
Okay. So that's another
Because-
reason
And we're
why I don't
always
care.
sharing
Because
information.
I think because we have the same style anyway, like clothing and everything like that. There are some differences.
we swoon over the same things.
Right. So that works. Now, back when it was Victor, you could tell a distinct difference between
Yes.
the male domination in his images and the female in mine.
Is
But
that
when
right?
she
You could definitely-
stepped over, because we had friends all the time. Dan Rowe, for example, he would always say, I can tell that's a Victor image. But now he says, I can't tell what's Christy, what's Marci.
Right.
He's just one example. We have a few people that
Well, Dan would
kinda
know
tell us
too,
that.
if anybody would know.
Yeah.
Just because he's got a really good eye
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah. And we're friends, and you would think that maybe he would be able to tell the difference between Christy and my
But he
images.
cannot.
But most people can't. I mean,
So-
I don't think anybody has ever said that they can tell the difference
Yeah.
between ours.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because somebody might be having a conversation with me, and you're like, "This image of yours, like, it's so amazing,"
And it's
I let
hers.
him go on, and then I'm like, "And that's Christy."
And it's hers.
Right.
you let him go for a while. Right.
but-
we came up
yes.
with the fact that, for example, for the sync conference that we're at,
Yeah.
I ended up entering images and she didn't. And this is kind of the mentality that we go with. She said, if you win anything, I win too. Those images are ours.
They're yours.
They're not
together.
mine. They're
Right.
not
We
hers. They're
hardly ever, we might do it in a joking manner, but we hardly ever take ownership, true ownership. It's our pictures.
Or maybe more that we both take ownership of both.
right.
Like,
yeah.
those are my images too that she's creating.
What about
Yeah.
posts? Who does the post work?
I mostly do the social media, but we're getting
I
ready
did
to-
it. I
but
did it a lot
she-
this past year.
Yeah, she
but-
kind of took
Well,
over
but I mean,
for
like,
a
what
year.
about retouching and treatments and?
Oh, we
any of
both
that
do
stuff?
our own.
We both
You
do
both
our
do your
own.
own.
But I mean, I taught her.
Right. So she knows how to do it because you taught her how to do
Yes.
it.
Right. So we kind of do it the same.
And you're also
But
the
also-
same person, so you have the same style and
Right.
right.
like I said,
But can I do a little-
She's
Yeah.
just a clone.
She's just
Can I do a
clone.
little plug right here?
plug?
Okay, so Victor, who used to be a photographer, he has done the bulk of my editing for the past year or two.
Okay.
And some for me as well.
and some
but
for her
most
as
of
well. But it really took the strain off of me doing everything for the business, especially in this last year. And he has actually decided to open his own photo retouching business, which is called Indie Pro Touch. And that is something he just launched. The website is live, so it's indieprotouch.com.
Go there.
So
Go
if
there,
you want Marci
get on
and
it.
Christy edits.
Yep.
That's a big deal for people.
It's totally a big deal. And I've
more and more and more
Yes,
and
we've
more.
had a lot of people ask us who does our editing, if we would be interested in
In teaching our editing. and
teaching
that's
our
something that we've
editing.
never
So
taught.
Right.
now it's
But-
available. I mean,
Right.
Victor is open for business. He's already been working with tons of clients.
That's sweet.
And everybody seems to be really happy. So
It's like
we're
one of the
excited.
biggest things that people need.
Yeah.
Sure.
It
Oh
honestly
gosh,
is.
it frees
For
up
sure.
life, especially
and
as
they
a
think, I have to
busy
pay
photographer.
for that. Well, yes, you have to pay for that, and you should charge for that, and then you'll have more time to do the stuff you want to do.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen.
You'll see your kids, or
Yeah.
see your significant other,
Right.
Or binge
see
watch Game
see
of Thrones
Netflix,
if you want.
or see the sun.
Yes.
Like,
Seeing the sun
Yeah.
is enjoyable.
yeah, seeing the sun's a big deal. We need to do that.
Yes.
we need the vitamin C and the vitamin D.
Amen. Christy, what's your favorite thing about your mama?
Her youth, her love of youth. And I think that's one thing that keeps us close as well.
What's
You know?
what's it look like when she displays her youth?
When she displays her youth.
Yeah,
She just has
what do you
such a
think of your
young
mom?
she has such a young soul. Like she's still the same mom that I had
She's trying
when
to sound
I was
immature.
she's really immature.
That's one way to put it. I guess you could frame it that way if you wanted to.
But I don't think that, like, I meet some other moms that are her age that just seem like they're already in their 70s. And she seems like she's still more my age. She's just, I don't know. And I think that's just because, well, it shows a lot.
Try to tell her she's catching up with me.
I guess I am. Maybe I am catching up with her. But then again, I don't know. We both have, I feel like she's passed on this gift to me of loving youth. And I think that's why we do really well with young senior girls, because we really connect with them.
Right.
And I don't know, she's taught me how to do that.
When I was a teacher and coach,
Yeah.
that's always been my passion, is youth.
Right.
Yeah.
The youth, not youth as in I want to be young.
Right.
No idea.
Right.
Right.
But
Who
like
doesn't?
supporting youth and
Right.
and knowing that they are not the enemy, as
Right.
so many people think they are.
Seriously.
No, it's
You're
true.
they're not. They're
absolutely
the-
right.
They do. They're like, teenagers are the devil.
Well,
I
I
love teenagers.
Right.
They're our future.
Right.
That's so cliche, but
Right.
It is so true.
like,
Right.
don't teach them to not
And what-
like us old folks.
is that one of the reasons why you focus on?
Well, I think
High
it
school
was
seniors?
because in the beginning, in that first 9
Absolutely.
years, not even the first 9 years, the first 4 years that I opened, I did everything, because you gotta find out what your passion is.
Right.
And more and more, like so many say, you find your path in there. And mine
Right.
was like, okay, senior. So I was about probably 5 years in when I did something that I'm not sure that I had heard that anybody had done back then, and that was go exclusively seniors.
You did.
I did.
Right.
Because I didn't want to do
You
all
don't do
these
anything
other
else.
things.
Right.
So, we still did, I still did, and then we still did, babies from time to time, and we'll still shoot weddings only for current clients. We don't take on new, just like our favorite seniors come back and they want us to shoot their wedding, we'll do that.
Right.
But seniors is our main gig. We do some commercial headshots and things like that, but seniors is our jam.
What do you like best about your daughter?
Her energy.
I have a lot of energy.
She's
Keep going.
and in so many ways, like she's the Energizer Bunny, and she can just go and get things done. She's a get her done girl.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
kind of an
I get
inside joke.
tortured for that saying,
Because you get her done.
because I get her done.
She does get her done.
I do, and
and
it's
she propels, some things forward. But we also, she also just exudes an energy. Like, I don't know that I believe so much in auras and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
but she just puts out, and I think we both do, put out an energy into the world, and people respond back to that, I guess.
If that's true, I believe it is. I don't know you guys real well, but every time I've seen you a few times, and there is always a very positive, pleasant, like some people are takers, like they're not even like maliciously, but like you're around them and you just feel like I don't believe in this either, but it's something like your life force or whatever it is, like being
whatever it
taken
is.
from you.
Well, I think it's
And
just
some people are givers,
Yeah.
and I experience you guys as givers.
oh, that makes my heart so happy.
I think it's
Well,
just a positive.
Where does it come?
We
Why?
choose positive.
But why?
Because
What's the why?
Because I don't want to be sad and down and
Yeah.
unhappy.
Well,
I
who
just
do
wanna
people?
be-
Do some people want to be sad and down?
I think,
Man, it sure seems like it sometimes.
yeah.
But
well,
you
I
don't.
think I think this
No.
day in society, people do dwell on like, if
Drama and
you don't
gossip
have a
and-
stressful, busy life, you're just not living it.
We just talked about
You know?
that.
Yeah.
We did. We just talked about that.
So you really have to just make up your mind. We had this conversation yesterday. It's so funny. You just have to make up your mind that you're going to be happy
You have a
and
choice.
you're going to get
You have
through
a
it.
choice to
It's
make.
all a choice. It's all a choice.
Isn't
and
that easier said than done?
It is
That was part of our
totally. It was
conversation
totally part of
yesterday.
our conversation.
But
Yet
she was even saying she was having a hard moment. And
Okay.
she said, but my heart just, wants this so bad. And I was like, but your heart doesn't literally get to make choices. It doesn't have thoughts and feelings. Your brain is where it happens. That's you get to make a choice. You just have to overpower it. And
see, the
do,
parenting never
make
ends.
the
There it
choice.
is.
I'm 37 years old and
She
she's
just
still doing
parented
it.
all of us.
Make the choice to be happy. Make the
Make
choice
the
not
choice.
to. Okay, so you stayed up all night last night. Don't, because your kid was sick or because you had a ton
Right.
of editing to do. Don't pre-decide that tomorrow is going to be trashed.
Right.
But it sort of reminds me of, in my wife's program, she said, do it afraid. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite sayings, by the way. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Do it
it's
afraid.
the Joyce Meyer thing. Like, you're going to be afraid, do it afraid.
Yeah. And it's just like that extension.
It's going to be scary,
if your
do it
dreams
afraid.
aren't big enough. If they're not scary, they're not big enough. But yeah, dream that dream so big and then do it afraid.
But here's the cynic.
Absolutely.
Here's the cynic in me, right?
Okay.
Because I love the saying and I hate it at the same time. Just like
I feel you.
I love like choose to be happy.
Yeah.
And I hate it at the same time.
Sure.
Because when I'm afraid, it's easy for me right now to like see it from 50,000 feet and say, you know, when you're afraid about something, just do it afraid. Or when you're unhappy or
It's easy to say.
upset about something, just choose to be happy. But then when I'm there, it's a different
Brother,
story.
I'm with you because yeah, I was in there. I was there
Just
yesterday
So
when I
you're-
was just like, I'd rather just cry right now.
But that's okay.
And that's
But it's
okay,
okay.
for a
It's-
little
Real
bit.
quickly,
but
we're all
don't-
like, that's okay. You can
but-
cry
but
when you
don't-
need
It's
to.
okay.
But
No,
don't
but you
let
do have to
that,
give
just
yourself
lead and guide your
Don't
whole
let it
existence.
take you over. Right.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You do have to give yourself that leeway of like, it's okay to do this, but then there has to be a certain point where you're like, okay, get back up, get back on your horse and keep trotting.
Choose to
And
be
don't
happy.
you feel like you have each other to remind
Sure.
the other
Oh
of
my
that?
God, yes.
And I'm sure that helps. We realize that everybody doesn't have this.
Right.
you
That's
know?
why I'm asking.
So we get it. We're super grateful
Right.
We are.
that we have this.
What about people that don't? What do you say to them? If they're like, I don't have a mom or I don't have a daughter.
Come to me.
That work,
I'm here.
Give us a call.
well, be careful what you wish for.
Right.
You're not going to have time to shoot much anymore if you're putting that out there.
Well, we're not professionals, but we give good hugs.
Well, but in all
Exactly.
honesty, you need to find somebody.
Yeah, you
right?
do. Find
Oh,
a
I-
friend. Find
Definitely.
Right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Find that person that you connect with, that person that you can talk to.
What does the coming months, what do the coming months and years look like for Marci
Oh,
and
Lordy,
Christy?
Lordy. That's
Well, we're
quite a
little
question.
busy, it seems.
Are you?
We're, yeah.
Well, we've got a lot to do when we get home.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken more time off this winter for ourselves than we probably ever have before
Why?
because we had a hard year last year.
You
We
did?
had a very hard year.
Emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
not
was
that she didn't,
filled-
but I specifically had a really hard year. I lost my brother last year.
Oh my goodness. That's okay. I didn't know that.
I
I'm
lost my
sorry.
brother last year in April,
Mm.
and I had A flu, then I had pneumonia, then I had B flu,
What?
which wiped me out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Christy took over social media for a while
Yep.
Oh.
because I was like out of it. And then we had some other turns of events that kind of took our business and shook it really hard.
That's a tough one.
And
All
you
in
know,
the same
we've-
year.
all in the same year. And yet, so it was one of the best years. We spoke for the first time. We started and ran 2 successful mini conferences at our place and sold both of those out. So it was like, there were times at which I wanted to stop and say, oh my God, this year is killing me. And I never ever like it when I hear somebody say, like at the end of the year, like New Year's is coming and it's like, oh my God, 2018 was so hard and I can't wait for 2019. Because I always think, man, wasn't there some good in the year? You know, so I had to kind of look back and assess it and look, there was a lot of bad, but in a lot of ways it changed. We walked into Sync a few days ago and said, oh my God, it's only been a year since we've been here.
Yeah.
I feel like a completely different person.
Both of us.
Because you are.
Than
We
Right.
definitely
last year
are.
because
You
we've
are.
been through.
We've been
you know,
through a lot.
and
Yes, both
everybody
of us.
walks, you know, that path. But it's, are you going to take all those things and try to find and stick with all the positive things that happened in your life during that year and run with that?
It's
Right.
a huge testament to me that you can go through something so hard. And you went through a lot of hard things, but your brother in particular.
That wasn't even
Right.
saying it all.
to
Right.
go through that
Mm-hmm.
and to still be able to choose at the end of that year by an act of will to still focus on the good things and the positive things moving forward.
Yep.
Because the alternative is horrible.
Yeah. Being unhappy is,
And I would like to throw in one more amazing, awesome thing that happened last year.
Okay.
And it's like we can celebrate it today for sure. But my mom started off on a journey in what was it? December
of 2017.
Yep. 2017. She, I don't even know how to begin this, but okay. Well, she, from December 2017 until now, she has lost 105 pounds, which is just an insane, incredible journey.
Unbelievable.
And you know, that was one of those things that she just made the decision, the light switch clicked, and she decided, I don't want to live like.
I just want to say there's no light switch. You are the light switch.
Amen.
Oh.
Yep.
You have to make the choice. Do you
Absolutely.
want it or do you not? Are you going to be dedicated to it or are you not? That's one of those choice things. And I think that's where I got even more of that, choose to be happy, choose to go the positive. I had gone back and forth with my weight for so long. I don't know if you want to say it, I was thin my whole life. have very much overweight for 10 to 12 years. I can't remember the exact time span there, but 10 to 12 years. And I really got to the place where I really hated myself. And I was sick of feeling that way.
Yep.
And I knew I had gone up and down slightly so much that I was sick of it and I was going to be dedicated to it. And that's all I knew I was going to do. And I was choosing that pathway, and you can't stop me. You could not stop me.
You prioritized that in your life.
I did, because I felt bad. My outlook wasn't good. I kind of hated myself. It makes me get slightly teary and shaky to say that, but to admit it, I guess, but dang it.
It's a big deal.
But I did. Yeah. I didn't like myself very much.
Yeah.
Now I do. I think I do.
And what's incredible from my perspective too is not only do I have this healthy mother that I see, you know, like, I don't know. I have to say that when she was, you know, on the bigger side, it kind of made me a little bit scared, because I was like, you know, people who are overweight, you know, they have heart attacks and they have heart disease and they have these things. And I didn't want to see that happen. I can't imagine living without her. So to me, I guess I was being a little bit selfish, and I was like, dang it, get healthy. So,
and Christy she's been either vegan or vegetarian for a long time. So she was a great example and inspiration to me that she spent a year eating completely raw. And I know that was a very dedicated choice from her that she had to hyper focus on. And that was an example and an inspiration for me that if she could do that, then I can do this. And you just have to make up your mind.
There's no magic to it.
I think you're right. This will that you have, that you both have, again.
But I think anybody can have it. I think people.
Do you?
Yes. I think people rob themselves of just, what do I want to say? That they.
Do you think people?
It's too simple to say that people just get in their own way, but we do.
Right.
I did it. I know. I was there for 10 to 12 years.
That was
I was
the difference.
getting in my own way.
You finally got out of your own way.
Making excuses.
Absolutely.
I was constantly making excuses for myself.
Yeah.
I even got on, there were so many mind trips, I guess, that I put myself on.
All the stuff.
All my excuses.
Yeah.
Of saying, there must be something wrong with me. It's thyroid. And not that I'm not, saying anything against people that actually do have thyroid issues, but a lot of people use that. It must be what it is.
Right.
And it's this. And the big one for me is when people say I can't.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is, you can.
Yeah.
You can. You just have to choose to.
Yeah.
I believe
and
that
dedicate yourself to it.
Yeah.
And I looked for a long time. I kept saying I had lost 64 pounds. That was the most I had ever lost before, and then I gained it back and then some, as they say.
You did?
I did. I lost 64, and then I gained it back plus.
Oh, this is resonating
40.
now. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I knew I had already done this once, and I didn't have a plan. I had no exit plan, because really before it was just a diet. I did the strict thing. And I got the weight off, but then I just went, slowly trickled back to the old habits, because I hadn't truly made good
life-changing
habits that time.
The habits.
So this time I knew I wanted it to be different. I don't ever want to do this again. And I know that's easy to say. And you and I talked about that the other day.
Right.
That it's, it's easy to go up and down and all that. But, I guess we'll see. You can have us back in a few years, and
my goodness.
We'll check. We'll do a checkup and see where I'm at.
I think you're going to be great.
I have a plan now,
right,
and well, the thing is, like, Oh, I could talk about this forever.
Keep going.
But I started out, so many people ask, what did you do? And I really just started out with simple. I started drinking nothing but water, gave up coffee completely because I really wasn't drinking coffee. I was drinking creamer with coffee.
I understand.
And there was a lot of calories there.
Yeah.
And I thought, I eat really healthy, but what I was finding out is just eating and making healthy choices isn't enough. For me, I was eating too much healthy food.
Excuse me?
Like, for an example, almonds are a great healthy snack. You should eat them, but not by the handfuls.
Okay.
Because almonds are 7 calories a piece.
Right. Right. No, I get it.
Add that
And that
up.
doesn't
It's
sound
quite
like
a
very
bit.
much, but now I just eat 7 almonds at a time, not an entire double handful.
Not 100 of them.
Not the whole bag.
Not 700 calories.
Exactly.
In a serving.
Because I may have been eating everything else throughout my whole entire day, may have made me lose weight. But then I was drinking creamer with coffee and almonds, handfuls of them.
Right.
And so that was keeping me in a losing zone instead of I said that wrong. I was staying in a gaining zone instead of being in a losing zone by these mistakes.
Right.
So I started drinking nothing but water. I gave up the coffee and the creamer. I cut down on the nuts, and I literally just went in all out, super strict calorie counting to learn portion control.
Right.
Because I needed to relearn how much food I was supposed to be eating.
Oh my.
So 4 months, all in crazy, crazy, crazy strict, I lost
A lot. What, like
between 40 and 50 pounds
in
4 months. But I'm not saying that to brag because I had a lot to lose. And so when you're being that strict, it kind of,
it just
comes
happens.
a little,
Comes
it just
off
happens.
faster.
It comes
I
off
know it.
faster.
I know it.
You were
And
walking
so-
in the beginning too.
And I was walking in the beginning, but I've probably done more than 90% of the weight loss with food choices. So
Good for you.
I was just in search of the lowest calorie, healthiest option of anything. That's what I was looking for to discover the Marci plan.
Yeah, it worked.
So
Good for you.
it did. Thank
and
you.
basically she kind of navigated to kind of the way I eat all the time. Pretty much. And I'm not saying vegetarian or vegan, but it's very much plant-based whole foods.
No oil.
And she's
oil,
on the
right.
no oil side. I love my oils.
You like your oils? You're
I
off
do.
oils.
I'm off oils.
Yeah.
I use an olive oil spritz.
Yeah.
I get it.
But ladies, you can cook with no oil.
Yes, you can.
It is possible.
It
is.
is possible.
So I think I asked, what does the next year look like? But we went backwards.
We did.
We totally
good-
went backwards.
For good reason.
Okay.
We did.
And I'm glad we did. That helps me a lot, actually. What does the next year look like for you guys? What's coming?
Well, for one,
that you can plan on, because obviously a lot of things happen that we don't plan on.
Sure.
But
Well, we've got
Absolutely.
our big business push when we get home for our senior model program, which is a big part of our marketing for our business. We've got that to push out. And then we actually have a lot of exciting speaking gigs coming up because that's not something that until we did Sync last year.
You're doing
when
more and
Darty
more.
finally
we're doing
convinced
more
me.
and more. It's really, yeah.
you like
We're
it?
doing.
I think it's really fun.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, Nilly,
I
about
get
it.
it.
Getting out in front of
understand.
people and, baring your soul.
It can be very scary to do that.
And, but yeah, we're doing Conference 12 with Leslie Kerrigan. In
Oh, I'll be
Nashville.
there.
Awesome.
Oh, yay.
Awesome.
We'll see you there.
I go to that.
And we've got Fusion Plus coming up with Terry Fody.
Oh.
And Ann
Mosier-
McCabe.
And Mosier
Oh.
McCabe
Yeah, I know Terry.
in Nashville.
Nice.
So we're doing that in November.
Great.
And then, of course, our busy season within all of
That. Right.
Right.
So-
Where can people find you guys?
Instagram. Everything basically is at Marci and Christy.
At Marci and Christy.
Facebook.
You can find all of that information.
And it's marciandchristy.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
And is spelled
MarciandChristy.com
Right. Right.
and at Marci and Christy.
That's where you guys live.
Yep.
Yep.
MarciandChristy.com.
And the workshops are there and everything. They can
Everything's
get.
there.
Yep.
Okay.
Everything.
Thanks
Everything
for doing
is
this, you
there.
guys.
Absolutely. It was a blast.
I'm sorry I made
You're
you
fun.
cry a little bit.
That's okay. I got a little teary.
She tends to cry very easily.
That's
so
okay. I'm also not very
I'm
sorry.
a little emotional. I got that.
Well, it was a genuine thing. I like
was
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I
It was
appreciate it when it's a genuine thing. That means a lot to me.
See, it's easier when you're doing audio rather than video.
Right. You're not worried about what we look like. Right.
I'm thinking, we need a
what do I
radio
look like?
show.
Oh my gosh.
I can do that so much easier.
Right.
Well, I'm physically more self-conscious.
Yeah, right. I
Right.
understand completely. Well, thanks, you guys. It was great.
You're
talk.
so welcome. Thank you for having us.
We'll see
it was
you in
fun.
5 years.
Yes, you
In
will.
5 years.
Yeah, I like
We're
it.
going to recap.
I like
All
it.
right.
I look forward to it.
Us
Perfect.
too. Us